All right. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Wednesday webinar. Just a little bit of housekeeping. We will be recording, so if you do not wish to be part of the recording, please feel free to turn off your camera. This is an interactive webinar, so you're more than welcome to ask your questions. If for some reason you do not feel comfortable doing so, you are more than welcome to put your questions in the chat, and I will read it to our fabulous presenter, Bernice. We also do have coming up this year our self-made breakfast tour. We just did our kickoff for that on May 29th, or sorry, 28th in Toronto. And if you are looking to attend an upcoming one, we have future dates for St. John's in September, Calgary in October, Ottawa in November, and Vancouver in March of next year. If you would like to learn more about that, please go to our website, pero.ca, and click on the Self-Made Breakfast Tour. Now, I'd love to introduce our fabulous presenter, Bernice Williams. She is the founder of International Connections and the queen bee at Hive Connections Publishing, where she blends her passion for people, storytelling, and entrepreneurship. With a focus on building capacity and creating opportunities, Bernice works with organizations and business owners to grow their networks, develop skills, and boost confidence. Whether through facilitation, training, international business matchmaking, or one-on-one coaching, she is dedicated to fostering stronger businesses and communities. Bernice loves for people's love. I need more caffeine. Bernice's love for people fuels her unique ability to uncover hidden connections and open doors for growth. Her superpower, collecting stories and connecting people, helping them flourish both personally and professionally. And Bernice, take it away.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to see some familiar faces, some people I haven't seen in a little while. For those of you who don't know, I'm doing a little bit of traveling. And so I am joining you this morning from Victoria, BC, and the sunshine is absolutely beautiful. And it is early morning, just 8 a.m. here, but I know that it's 11 a.m. Eastern and noon for my Nova Scotia peeps who are dropping in. So I'm happy to see everyone this morning. We are going to be talking about AI, and I've got some tools and tips and tricks, but this works best if you interact. If you have good conversation, then I can give you real life examples of what's happening and what you're doing. So please unmute, jump in, chime in, and feel free to talk about all of the things that is your business and your business questions. Then it'll work great. So I'm going to share my screen, and I often joke that technology and I are only part-time friends, and it decides sometimes when it's going to work and when it's not. So as we go through this, I may have some technical troubles. Although I'm teaching about AI, it still is the boss of me. So as we go forward, today we're going to talk about AI tips to grow your business, to save time, to show up, and to scale with ease. Anybody interested in that? Does that sound, is that what you thought you signed up for? Is that why you're here? Hey, Mary, I'm waving back at you. That's awesome. I see some hearts coming, some thumbs up. Perfect. So, a couple of things that we're going to talk about. So, practical tools for small business growth, no tech overwhelm, and my business name is actual intentional connection, often mistaken for international connection. So, if you're looking for me, you can find me on LinkedIn or on my business page, intentionalconnection.ca. Today we're gonna talk about what tools should you try. What do you want to try and test? What is important for you, and what is possible without overwhelming you. So I picked a few of my favorite tools to start with, and this is part one of two. So anybody who's excited about this, as jazzed as I am, you can join us next week because we're going to do part two of this discussion, and we'll dig in a little bit deeper. So today might feel like high level version, but hang on, we're getting deep. So, anybody who joined us in April, we talked a lot about what's draining your time, what is making, things the hardest. And the top three conversations usually come around content creation. Sorry, shutting off an alarm. So making sure that, what social media platform are you on? How are you talking to your customers? How are you getting that in front of people? We also talked about client communication. So how are you reaching out to them? How do they feel? Does it feel personalized? And then those administrative tasks, right? So email, scheduling conflicts, all of that kind of stuff. Those are the things that come to the top. Anybody have anything else that is draining their time right now, that's just sucking the life out of your business? Oh, great. Everybody's an expert here. My job is half done, right? Something's got to be taking your time away.
Tina in chat says, for me, it's about content creation, who or what, who, where, and why.
Ooh, what, who, where, why. Those are the key things. I've got some tools which I will share after. We might not dig deep. For those of you who were in the ChatGPT session last time that we talked, I'm going to touch on it again because it is so important and so easy to use once you know the basics. So today, the business growth pieces that we're going to throw in is content and messaging. We're going to talk a little bit about ChatGPT and Gamma. We're going to talk about sales and client outreach using Proposify and BombBomb. And we're also going to talk about some operations and automations with Fixer and 11 Labs. Anybody using any of those tools now? And my guess is I'll see a few hands for ChatGPT. Yep, nice. Anybody using Gamma? If you were on my last workshop, you got a snippet of what Gamma can do. Any folks in there? Nope. Okay. Anybody know about Proposify? Oh, Lana, perfect. Mary, yep, great. Bomb, is that new for anyone? New? Okay. Bomb is fun. We're gonna have some fun with that today. Fixer. Fixer's the gift I give myself. It's worth the investment. And I'm always looking, just to clarify, as free or cheap as I possibly can because I know that business owners are strapped for cash. Today, I will demonstrate on ChatGPT on the paid version because that's what I use every day. But the free version is pretty close. It's just the memory capacities. 11 labs. Oops, sorry. I see a few things popping up in the chat, but I can't read them. So you want to share with me anything in there that we need to?
So back to our previous question where you were asking what people's pain points are. Best way to
Yes.
increase business and client connections and leveraging AI for that.
Okay.
It's not taking my time because I haven't been making the time for it, but I think AI could be beneficial in financial analysis and helping me make business connections. And then when you're asking about the different platforms people know, I only know GPT. Everything's new to me other than ChatBT. GPT. I definitely need more caffeine. I'll be back with coffee shortly.
That's fabulous. Awesome. So I have renamed ChatGPT in my world to Jane because I didn't like doing all those letters and it didn't roll off my tongue. And I want to work with and co-create. So I've actually had a chat conversation about renaming ChatGPT to Jane. So Jane is my assistant. So when I tell people that Jane and I co-create, Jane and I do a lot of work together, Jane and I, Jane and I, Jane and I, Jane is actually ChatGPT. So that's my little secret sauce in the background that I will share with you. So, what I love about ChatGPT is that she is she for me. She is really great at helping me with ideation, helping me write those blogs, the captions, the emails, the product descriptions, because I've talked to her. And like a good assistant, she needs to know all of the things about your business, right? She needs to know who your ideal customer is, who's that audience, who are you working with, what is important. So if I were to share my screen, let's see if I can get up here. I've got all of these millions of tabs open. If you want to peek into my world and exactly how much Jane and I work together, you can see that she even helped me develop your presentation. So we talked about all kinds of things that we could talk about. So it's an AI workshop design. Um, I have I have all the ideas. She has all the fill in the blanks. I'm working on feedback for a book for somebody because I have a publishing company. So I went through and said, here's a few things that I want to talk about. I've done grant proposals, but what you will find the most interesting, and if I can open up my Word document, this is what a prompt looks like in my world. Yes, that prompt is 2.5 pages long of detail of what I would put in to help build out that conversation. So I'm going to send this to the folks at Paro to send out to everybody who's on this list, but I'm also going to copy it. So it's just a quick copy. Who wants to be my guinea pig today? Who wants to talk about their business and be the demonstration?
I'm happy to take that. If
Okay,
nobody else does, but
perfect. So me are going to have to answer some questions for me, and we're going to do, whoops, a brand new chat. Now I have the prompt already. And so just so that anybody, first I better ask, do you sell a product?
yes.
Okay, perfect. So I want to read this out so that you just kind of understand how much is involved in this. Our goal is to, and this is me telling chat what to do to help us go from here. Co-create 1 to 3 detailed, story-driven, ideal customer profiles because you cannot build a business without understanding exactly who your ideal customer is. So that blends psychographics, values, emotions, habits, and key demographics, age, location, income, where relevant. Prioritize depth and actionable insights for marketing and product positioning. Your role, this is really important. Tell ChatGPT what their role is. Act as a brand strategist and behavioral economist and storytelling expert. Ask me 3 to 5 critical questions up front about my product industry and hunches, then guide me step by step with empathy and strategic rigor. Right? We want her to be kind to us. We don't want her to tell us we're not smart enough to do this. So output structure for each ideal customer profile, I want a nickname and a vivid snapshot. So eco-conscious Emma, 32, urban, 65K a year, yoga instructor who shops local but struggles to find a stylish zero waste home goods. I don't want to read all of this. It's detailed to the point that I want you to understand the more information you give your assistant, stop calling her ChatGPT, your assistant, right? The more information you give her, the more information she'll give you back. So if you could spend 20 minutes tweaking this, create it in a Word document, then every time you need to come back, you come back to the same question and that same prompt. And if you're really struggling, say, ChatGPT, I need you to create a prompt to do this. What is the best details? You are a prompt engineer. Help me draft this, because that's exactly what I did. So we've got it in there. It's going to ask us some questions to start. Great. I see you've uploaded a visual building ideas profile. Let's get started. What product are you selling?
We'll pick one of them. So 3D printed bath bomb molds.
3D printed bath bomb.
Molds.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that word.
Molds.
Molds.
MOLD. Yes.
Okay, molds. Perfect. Oh, that's fun. All right. What transformation or emotional benefit does your product offer?
I would say that it helps my customers stand out in their market. And they're easy to use. I'll throw that in.
Easy to use. Okay. What do you already have some customers or early fans?
Yes.
If yes,
Yeah.
what do you know about them?
So I know they're mostly female.
Okay.
They kind of have their own business. It's like usually I think a side hustle kind of business.
Yeah.
Other than that, I feel like it runs the gamut. Some are moms, some are grandmothers. Like it's very different. They're probably age 30 to 30 to 60, something around there, but it's a big range. Most of them are US and Canada, but there are others elsewhere. Like it can be global. I just haven't, my next level customers are in Australia, but so it can be global. Just haven't
Excellent. Okay.
broken
Who do you wish was buying?
more people. That's really what it comes down to is I would like it to be more people, but B, people who are, want to continue to grow their business. So, it's a challenge if it's a hobby business. They could fall out pretty quickly. So people are in it for the long haul, I guess. I don't know.
So I would challenge you, and I often say to people when I do business coaching, if you're not making money, it's a hobby and not a business,
Yeah,
because business is about making money. So I absolutely understand the hobby business, but I put it in quotation marks, because we want to make sure that these are business people.
right.
And I added, they want to grow and stand out.
Yes. That's good.
Okay, so they want to grow their business. Do your blah, blah, what unmet need or frustration are you solving for them?
Um, unmet need or frustration.
I think it's a unique mold, custom
Yeah,
created, right?
yeah, they're not custom created per se. I sometimes offer custom, but rarely. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I would say, so just so you're aware, like I think the standard bath bomb is a ball, but I have designs, like I have over 300 designs that are like a mermaid, a pirate, a ship, a whatever. Like it's the whole gamut. So
Okay.
I would say the unmet need is having more design options, and then particularly when I started, especially so the better designers a lot of times take a long time to get processed. So I get mine done fairly quickly, like within 1 to 2 weeks. So a faster processing time. And then the last I would say is I would say there are more who are out in the market now, like more options for mold makers. However, I think many of them are not bath bomb makers. So they don't really know what makes a good mold. So
Okay.
if they've tried other ones, they may not think that they're good quality, right? So I don't know how to say that of like, I am a maker, so I make it for makers. I test with bath bomb mix. I don't just throw things out there and you're gonna get it done, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm trying to capture word for word.
Yeah.
If you're not a bath bomb maker, you don't know what a good mold is. I test for the mix
Yeah, I
and
would say I test each design with bath bomb mix before I offer it for sale. So you are not getting a mold that was made by a non-bath bomb maker.
okay. Um, what are your hunches? What are your gut instincts about who your ideal customer is and where they're hanging out?
Well, they're definitely hanging out at like farmers markets and things like that because they're having like as a vendor.
Yeah.
Um, hunches. I mean,
Anything else that you know about them that you want to share?
I don't think so. I feel like I've said it kind of in the other things.
Okay.
They're definitely women for the most. I mean, there are men, but there are definitely a lot more women in it. And the other question I guess I would have is it like, do I want to expand it to not just like, what if somebody wants to make it for their kid? You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense to expand the market. Like, is there a market there? I don't know.
Okay. So I put in there, what are some other options for the market of bath bomb molds? Let's ask her. So I gave her all that information, answering all of those questions. Um, and she's going to give me Market
Which,
Maven Mandy.
oh,
So she's 42, suburban Ontario, 55K a year, busy mom who discovered bath bombs. Look at the details in here.
wow.
The frustrations and unmet need. Why are all the molds so boring? I want molds to help me stand out. I'm ready to grow, but not ready to invest thousands in custom tooling.
Hmm.
So this right here is part of your marketing message,
Right, right.
right? Phrase triggers pride in their products, wants their booth to stand out, reliable shipping to Canada, proof that the mold actually works, budget under $40 a mold. So those are the things. Then we've got Wholesale Hope.
Mm.
She's in Austin, Texas. She makes 75K a year, former graphic designer turned body care entrepreneur. Right? There's her traits,
Yeah,
there's her messages,
great. Yeah.
right? I will send all this to you so you don't have to try and copy it because that's crazy.
Thank-
When I just have to copy and paste and I will send it to you so you get it. So
Yeah.
here's 3 more market directions. Creative teachers for
Cool.
class
Oh,
kids.
yeah.
Wedding and event planners. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be fun? Right?
Yeah.
Subscription box curators. So I love the fact that the last thing you said to me has just opened up your eyes to a whole new market. What are some
Right.
other options for the market of bath bomb molds?
Yeah.
Right? So she gave you
Yep.
a couple
Yep.
of things. So when I say ChatGPT is your go-to in terms of resources or creatives, then that's what I mean. So you can take this now, and again, I'm going to use you as the example. Everybody's going to know about your business on this call and the recording that goes with it. So, Jane, because I call her Jane, let's expand and create a sales pitch to creative teachers. I want you to use what you know about the molds, about bath bomb molds and the ideal customer, and create an outline for 5 social media posts that will deliver engagement, excitement, and potentially sales. Can you ask clarifying questions? This is the key. If you learn nothing else in this whole workshop, when you work with ChatGPT, if you don't know, tell her to ask you questions. If you think you know and you got it all, tell her to ask you questions anyway. Tell her to ask you questions because if it will open your eyes to a whole different layer and level. So, she's already got the directions of who she is. She's a marketing specialist. So what you want to do is put her to work. As a specialist, she's drawing on all of that wisdom and knowledge, and she will ask you questions that you will not think about on your own. And that's why, from a creativity standpoint, that's what she's doing. So here she goes. So it's about fun, sensory, educational, plus bath bombs are an instant crowd pleaser. Here's my 5 posts. Here's the questions. Are your molds already being used in classrooms, workshops, or by educators? It's a new market, right?
I host workshops and I know other makers host workshops, but I don't know if they're being used in classrooms or by educators. So I would say yes, workshops, but unknown about classrooms and workshops. I mean,
So I'm going to say the vendors host workshops,
yeah.
but in classrooms with children is new. Let's that answer correctly?
Yeah.
Do you offer any bundle pricing or special discounts for bulk orders, educators, or group activities?
Yes, and even if I didn't, I would. For like,
Yes.
I haven't done a classroom one, but for sure bulk orders I do.
Okay. So yes, and open to suggestions on how to do this
Yes.
for educators that will grab their attention. So if you're not currently, but you're open to it, tell her I don't know how to, but yeah, I'm
Mm.
open. What types of molds do you think would appeal most to teachers and students?
Um, yeah, I would say generic designs like shapes for like, so for young kids, maybe shapes could kind of maybe help teach shapes or something. And I don't know, just like I think the different characters, like I think like mermaid, ship, like these kind of standard things that are popular with children.
Yeah, dogs and cats and I'm
Yeah.
gonna, yeah, I'm gonna say age 15. just because I had to give it a number.
Yeah, okay.
Do you have images or could you get them of kids in the classroom using your molds?
I do
I
have images
could,
of kids. Yeah, and I do have images of kids using my molds. Because I had a little test workshop at my house with some friends' kids.
okay.
Otherwise I could create some. I guess I could
Yeah,
talk.
I'm gonna tell her that you could get some.
Yeah,
Oh, that was number 4, sorry. Try to keep my answers. I always number my answers based on
yeah.
the questions,
Good.
mostly for me, but also for her to make sure that we're getting on the same thing. What platforms are you most active on?
I'm most active on Facebook. I also have a TikTok and Insta and YouTube.
So TikTok is new to me. And what was the other one?
I have a YouTube channel.
Oh, YouTube. Okay. Assumed focus until you answer. So she's already done it,
Oh,
right? She's already working for us.
right.
So dinosaurs, flowers, bees, that's really
Yep.
fun.
Yeah.
Of course, right? Kids love dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So can you rework with these answers? So she did it. I'm gonna make her do it again. Now you're gonna have 10. But what I want to do is take you to the next piece of the puzzle. So teachers are a new market. You offer bundles, your kid-friendly molds. Let's reshape it into powerful social media tools. So fizz and fun in the classroom. Ooh, I like that.
Mm.
So here's your teacher hook. There's your post title. There's your caption. There's your image idea. I'm going to just copy this because it is ready to go to the next stage. I will come back and show you the other ones. But we're going to go over to Gamma. Gamma, a lot of people said was new. So again, I used it to help create my PowerPoint, which we're probably going to ignore. But you can do a lot of things in Gamma. It's about presentations, social media, documentation, all kinds of things. So you can paste in your text, you can help it. It has its own generation where you can ask it questions or you can import a file. I just took that information and I'm going to paste it here. And what I wanted to do is create some socials. You can do, like I said, a web page, a document. I'm going to do the same thing
Wow.
twice. I'm going to start with socials, but I want you to see how fast this is, how fun this can be. So we've got platform, all of your details in there. Generate from notes or an outline. So we need to click that and then continue to the prompt editor. The other options is summarize long text or a document or preserve this exact text. So if you have worked with ChatGPT and it's given you the details in the outline, you might want to click preserve it. Next we go to prompt and we want it to do the work for us. So we're going to let it do free form. I've got it selected at 8 cards. We're going to let it generate, but we could get it to condense, make it smaller. We could preserve it, which means we're locking in. We want exactly just that information. We can do brief, medium, detailed. So when I do PowerPoint presentations, most of my PowerPoints you'll see have very little words on them, more pictures, because I'm a visual person and I would rather talk and let you listen than read all of the content. So I'm going back to freeform. So I'm going to get it to do 8 cards around this. We'll see what it comes up with. And then the next thing we want to do is pick our theme. Now, themes are really interesting. They're not just the pictures, like and the colors that you see here. There's actual themes behind them. So I'm going to pick a couple just so I can show you what they look like. Let's do seafoam because that's what I think about when I think about bath bombs is kind of that seafoam luxury green. And we're going to generate the first one and I'll come back and do a second just so you can see the difference in the themes and how it works. So it is officially click the button and ta-da, it is creating for you some fun things. Now, as you look at it, you're going, what, Bernice, there's no pictures here. It is doing the pictures as it goes along. It's just working through. And so we'll go back to the top when we finish. It came up with, ta-da. So
Nice.
it's using traditional bath bomb shapes because that's what it has in stock, right? So it's not going to do your customized mold. That's why having your custom pictures would be so much better. But to start, this is a pretty good kick at the can.
Yeah.
Turn your classroom into a fizzy science lab. Why bath bombs are the perfect STEAM activity. So I would science, technology, engineering. I
Art.
don't know what the A
Yeah.
stands
Art. They
for.
added art.
Art. Oh, perfect. There you go. There's some fun molds. They may not be your exact ones, so you may not want to use those, but I love that there's a bee there. There's a dinosaur and a monkey, and so there's all kinds of things. So you could have a little picture of your molds, and how could that work, right? Spark
Yeah. And
imagination
so
while teaching
also
chemical
like
reactions.
seeing that also helps me see like maybe I could set up my picture like that, even if it's my designs, but maybe
Yeah,
still with that similar background. So that's helpful. Yeah.
exactly. Perfect for every age group. 5 to 7, they're doing sensory exploration. 8 to 11, basic chemistry concepts, advanced formulations. So you're telling the teacher what her lesson plan is. Here's the science behind the fizz. There's the bath bomb. Teacher approved benefits. Easy setup, simple cleanup, curriculum aligned. So you're speaking the teacher language, which is really fun. Fizz and teacher kits. It didn't do a lot with pictures, which I'm really surprised. It's okay. We can go back and add them, but there's another set, right? Ready to bring Fizz to the classroom, and the kids are kind of blurry in the background, but it's there. So that's the first iteration. You never have to accept the first iteration. And this program, just so you know, works on, it's the free version will let you do 8 social media posts, or 8 cards as it describes it. I'm just going back, I'm doing exactly the same thing, but I want to pick a different theme, and you'll see what happens with the themes. And the one I want to pick is, just make sure I've got everything set up there. Yep. Oh, it tells you over on the side. So it just based on what it read, who are you writing for? Elementary and middle school teachers looking for engaging STEAM activities. Tone is enthusiastic, playful, and persuasive.
Hmm.
Right? So
Just real
it
quick,
got that.
Bernice.
Pardon me?
Adele wants just one real quick question here from Adele.
Please.
She wants to know if it's 8 posts total or 8 posts per day.
No, it's 8 posts per time you do it. So when I start new, see, it automatically goes to 8 cards, but I have the paid version, so I could do 9, 10, 11, 12. I can do up to 20 cards on the version that I have. But the free version goes 8 cards every time you pop in there. I don't know, I haven't tested it to the limit per day, but the cost on this is something like $96 a year. For the amount of time I use it, it's
Mm.
definitely worth the $96 a year. So, and I play with it all the time because I teach classes, so I do other people's stuff in there. Great question. Thank you. If you go and look at some of these, there's one I pulled the other day, which was really interesting. And it was kind of gothic and a little bit dark. So that's what I'm looking for.
Shadow?
You can see, and I don't want it to be gothic and dark for you, but I just want you to understand the difference in the themes and
Right.
what it'll pump out based on that. Of course, do you think I can find it? No. There it is. Make sure that's the right one.
While you're looking, I have a question
Please.
on in general, like for instance, like ChatGPT and even this, right? Is there a way for you to share that, like collaborate with somebody somewhere, like you'd be able to say, hey, here's a thing, like you can link into it somehow, or no, like it's your
Oh,
thing, like can you be like, Jane, work with and they're able to go in and see all this stuff, or no?
yeah. So at the
Oh,
top
shit.
here, see where it says share?
Yeah.
So I can create a link. So I can copy that link and
Wow.
share.
That's
So
cool.
actually, that's what I'll do. Anybody who wants to see this, I've copied it and I will put it in our chat. And in order for me to get to the chat, I have to stop share. So if anybody wants to see that chat in particular, it only shares that chat. It doesn't share all of the other work that I've done in ChatGPT, but now
Very
you have
cool.
access to that. So anybody who opens that while we're doing the class, can take a look at it. Okay.
Cool.
I could post it on LinkedIn, on Reddit, on X. It gives me
Neat.
all those options, or I
Yeah.
can share it with you in the post. So I'm going
Cool.
back to I'm just gonna pick the dark ones. There it is. All right. So this one, when we generate, it has a bit of a darker theme to it. Not just in the colors that it uses, but in the pictures that it chooses. And I want to show you how quickly and easy it is to edit and change that. So you can see it's kind of ghostly,
Yeah.
ghouly, dark, right? The kids look more like they're
It's funny.
right?
Yeah.
They're playing with Frankenstein. So if you're not happy, you just click on the picture and click edit image. So this is, see, it says the theme says bold and moody with a strong and unique style, using deep shades of red and black for gothic and mysterious aesthetic. So that's why you're getting a different themed picture. You go
Right.
in there and you change your theme, but that's the theme of that dark red,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
the prompt is excited elementary students watching fizzy bath bombs. But if I
Right.
took this out from the gothic and mysterious, I would get a whole new set of pictures. And I just click generate. It does its thing. It doesn't take very long. And
Yeah. I
counting,
mean, like if I were doing something around Halloween or something that wanted to
right?
focus on that, it could, but that's cool. So that
Right.
looks
So now look at all I did was take out the moody and the gothic
right.
and
We have a real
mysterious, right?
classroom.
And then it gave me some more fun options,
Right. Right. Cool.
right? So
Yeah.
that's how quick and easy it is to change. Just go in and look at the prompt. Go in
Yeah.
and say, are you happy with this? Do you like it? If you don't, what can you change about it? Like this one's kind of fun,
Mm-hmm.
right? The kids are engaged. I often go back in and edit and say I want a diverse community, right?
Mm.
Because it doesn't naturally create a diverse community. In this one, it's done a really good job of kids, but oftentimes when I'm working with women entrepreneurs, they're white women. And
Mm.
so I have to explicitly tell it that I want a diverse group of women, and whatever I'm talking about, right? So you're educating it and not just using whoever created the assumptions, right? But look at the difference, right? So then it becomes, right? It's the science experiment
Right.
in the
Right.
classroom, right? It's the same thing. It's the exact same content. It came up with some really, right, daring dinos, magical mermaids, buzzing bees. It it's doing the work for you. There's a happy teacher, right?
Yeah.
So you can go in and create these in seconds. In seconds, it creates these. And you get to play, you get to test it, you get to try new things. And that leads you into a place and space where you can say, hey, I like this style, I don't like that style. But the key is to start, whoops, I have two chat GPTs open, to start with who that ideal customer profile is,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because then you know the audience that you're talking to. And we pick teachers out of the extra ones because you've already worked with the others. So that's why I chose that, was because it's new for you too. And to get you thinking
Yeah.
out of the box. So
Mm-hmm.
anybody who's interested in using AI, use it for creativity. Use it to help you get out of the box. Use it to test who you want to talk to. And as business builders, 1,000% use it for the prompts that are there. And like I said, I have this one designed, I have it designed for this prompt. If you have a product, if you have a service, and if you have a book, because those are typically the women that I work with. So if you're writing a book, who's your ideal reader? If you're doing a service, who's your ideal client, customer that you're going to work with? So think about anybody in the natural health spaces, that is not a product. So it might be a consultant or a coach, a yoga instructor, a massage therapist. Those would be service-based and product-based. So I have these prompts designed in a handout, which I will send off to Pero to send to all of you so that you've got it, because they're really fun. And please, if you come up with a better prompt because you're playing with the prompt engineer, please, please, please send it back to me. Please share with me because I can learn too. And what did you find out, or what question did you ask? Like the simply asking in the end of this, what are some other options for the market of bath bomb molds? Right? I might build that in. What are some, we know who the
Yeah.
typical customers are, but what are the options?
Yeah.
So now we've talked about ChatGPT, we've talked about Gamma. The other piece that I use, and I talked about this last time, but I want to mention it again, is Perplexity. Perplexity is great at giving me the top 10. So what are the top farmers market sites in Canada? You want to know where your audience is? She's going to do the research for you. So here's what she does. And what I love about this is if you take a look, they've put them all in there and they've used TripAdvisor, Alive Publishing, Reddit, Evergreen as the resources. So you know where the sources came from. There's 16 listed there. If you go here, they're actually clickable.
Hmm.
So you can now go in and go, okay, I want to target the St. Albert Farmers Market. It's really important. They're number 3 on the list. Or I'm going to Granville. If you want new clients, there's where you're going to find them. Because
So I have a question on that, right? Because when I look at that, like for instance, I used to live right by St. Lawrence Market, right? So I know that's actually, yeah, it's could be a farmer's market, but it's really like I'm thinking about like your neighborhood farmer's market that's like
So
look
give her
more
good
like that.
directions.
Okay.
So these are good,
But more
but
like
I'm really looking for neighborhood
yeah.
farmers markets where there are vendors listed. There you go.
Okay.
So then they're going to dig in
Yeah.
to
Cool.
where right?
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
you're getting the Coburg Farmers Market.
Yeah.
So be clear, right?
Yeah.
I just typed in farmers markets and you're right. Some of those are not really vendor markets. They're kind of too big. They're not the little mom and pops that you're looking
Yeah.
for, or
Yeah.
the
Just
solopreneurs or the hobbyists,
yeah. Yeah. And
right?
I also noticed one of the responses said something and craft market. So maybe I would adjust it to say craft
Yeah.
market or something. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you. Mhm.
So that's Perplexity. She's really good at top 10s. Give me the top 10 this, the top 5 this, the top. I like it for that. I do research when I do business to business matchmaking on, if I know who the ideal client is, this is an example of who the ideal client is. What are more businesses in this field? Or I'm looking for, in a particular area. Okay. So garbage in is garbage out. If I give it a bad prompt, it's going to give me bad answers.
Mm.
Right? If I give it a really good prompt and I clarify exactly what I'm looking for, then it gives me better answers. Okay. Anybody here doing proposals on a regular basis where they're following up and doing a proposal around a product, a service, any of those kinds of things? I don't have to spend much time on this if I don't have any volunteers. Lana, you must be doing proposals as a marketing group.
Yes, I am.
Okay. I'm not letting you off the hook. Sorry. So what I love about Proposify is that you can make templates and upload it so that if you're doing the same proposal over and over and over again that is customized to your customer, all of your database, it can fill it in. So you can do it by
Wow.
category. So contracts, quotes, proposal templates. It's got accounting proposal, advertising. Let's just click on the advertising, you know, because Lana's in the advertising space. And we're going to try Proposify. Oh shoot, I have to continue with. Sorry, I wasn't ready for that. I thought I had this open. I put mine on hold just while I'm traveling, so my account's not actually open. Not gonna let me do it. Hang on, just give me a sec. All right. Again, what is nice about this is that they ask you all the questions of what should go into your proposal. So if you're a first timer and you're looking at it, they give you automation, they give you contract management, they give you interactive quotes. You can actually sign this and send payments through it if you sign up for the full piece. They also give you some great resources, right? There's case studies, self-guided tour, there's webinars. This is designed and built in Halifax. So I love the fact that it is, I've been to a couple of spaces and places, so I'm looking for Canadian tools now, right? That's more important all the time. Not everything I show you will be Canadian, but when it is, I want to shout from the rooftops and say, woo, we're doing good work here. It also helps you track. So it will send you a message because it gives you a link. So sometimes, you know, when you send an email, you've got a document, you've spent hundreds of hours creating this beautiful document. It gets stuck in their spam filters because it's too big, or you've got to send them a link. This goes in a link and it will tell you when they open it. And it has great tracking on it. It will tell you how many times it's been opened. It will tell you if they
Oh.
forwarded this email to someone else on their team. So when they open it, you get a jog in your memory going, oh, Sally opened this proposal. Now I can follow up with Sally and say, hey, Sally, I'm just, you know, checking in. Do you have any more questions? Did I answer everything for you? So it's about building that communication relationship because I think that's really important. Okay, I won't spend too much time on it. Lana, if you want some more instruction on it, there's some really great tutorial videos on YouTube, and you can just click on it. And they do a great job in their sales presentation on their first page about showing you exactly what it can do without, you know, as a teaser. So.
Yeah.
So that's
Thank you.
Proposify. The next one that I want to talk about, because I only have 10 minutes left, and good thing this is part 1 of 2 because we get to do more in our next one, and you have to come back and see what else I'm going to talk about. This is the gift I give myself. It's called Fixer AI. And what I love about this is brand new. It's hot off the presses. It is a UK company that is doing, they got selected to do a round of funding, and they're in Silicon Valley testing their product idea, but they are rock stars. So it manages my email inbox, and you're going to look at my inbox and go, that's managed, but it is. It looks a little bit overwhelming, but bear with me. So you can see that everything has these little codes on it, and that to respond, I have not opened that email yet, but look, there's a draft. There's a draft
Wow.
already there
Mm-hmm.
because it is telling me that it read it and it gave me some suggestions. I'm going to look at this one. So Tracy and I had a meeting this morning before I came here. Here's what it did. It came into my meeting, it recorded it. Here's the purpose of the meeting. Here's the decisions, the action items, the timeline, the resources, the next steps, the learnings, the additional notes. Here's my recording. There's a transcript there as well. There's a chat, but it also said, hey, Tracy and the Optimistic Kidney. Thanks for meeting today, for your input. Tracy, please organize all book materials in a new Google Drive folder because that's what we talked about, and share it with me before our next meeting. I'll review and prepare prompts for us to outline tomorrow at noon. I will send a Zoom invite. I didn't create that email. That's based
Wow.
on my conversation. It recorded, it listened, and it gave me some quick feedback. So this one is amazing. I'm not afraid to open Beth's email and show you what's in there. So she gave me some, I have a new website that she's working on. Here's what she did. There's all the things. and it says, thanks for taking the time to look at the site and for thoughtful feedback. I appreciate your accessibility lens and specific suggestions. Here are the few things I can definitely tweak. Ta-da! Right? So that's the email response. I haven't even read this, all the details yet, and it's already drafted a response. So for those things that are quick and easy, it does a great piece on there. I don't know, I'm just gonna scroll down. Sometimes it will give me, and I don't think I have any, I was out of the office yesterday, can you tell? It will give me suggestions as to appointment times and tell me what my schedule is. So I don't have to even go look if somebody's looking to book an appointment with me. Oh, hang on. Here are suggested times. So it looked at my calendar and said, here's when you can meet with this person. It does so much in terms of
Wow.
time saving, and it changes the voice. If I respond typically, if you know me and I'm working with you on a regular basis, I would sign my emails Cheers B, just with my first initial. But if it's new and it's more of a professional setting, I might say regards Bernice or respectfully Bernice. It mimics that based on who I've had conversations with and how much I've shared with them. So again, an incredible tool. There are thousands of AI tools that are out there. And today is just a tip of the iceberg. I'm paying attention to the time and I want to save time for questions. Questions, thoughts, ideas. An hour isn't very much time to get into all of these, but are you using these tools? How do you use these tools? What are the tools working for you? I spent an hour doing a PowerPoint that I didn't show you because I think it's so much fun to actually play with them and to give real life examples. That's when you can see how you can use it in your world.
Bernice, I'm
I
curious about that fixer. Did you have to link your Google account or whatever? Like, how is it getting into your calendar and all that kind of stuff? Like, how's it getting?
Yeah,
in
so
there?
when you sign up for it, it asks you what email you're using. It will take a look at the last 100 emails and categorize them. So if you're, 3,000 emails in your inbox, then it will not go back through all 3,000 and sort them, and we'll do the last 100. So my calendar, my and my emails, I just gave it permission to go in there. So,
And you
and it
set
goes
the
through.
categories, or it set the categories, or
It
it's set
sets
and
the
you put adjust?
categories.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of the things it really did, thank you for asking that question. I'll go back and share the marketing. There are 5,000 emails in my marketing email that are no longer in my first inbox because I did like, and I feel a little bit bad because anybody who writes emails, blogs and those kinds of things, they're just getting pushed over here. They're not in my face anymore. I'm not seeing them every day. But also, I'm not flying anytime soon, so Porter is not in there. Right? So you have to decide what's important and what's not in terms of when you go look at these, right?
Mhm.
But for me, it took 5,000 emails out of my inbox. Yesterday alone, look, that's yesterday's, no, that's today. So this morning alone, I have had that many emails, that I would have had to sort through in my inbox that are no longer in my view.
so if the,
Reitmans, I
so,
don't want to give up Reitmans, but I don't want to see it all the time. So
so I have a question. If we have
please.
if we have a spam email, the system will automatically out from our Gmail of or because I'm just wondering about if we when we toggle this flicker in our Gmail with a Gmail, and the system will draft an email, but the same time if we get a spam, so how the system will.
So it never sends anything without my
Yeah.
permission. So I get to go read that and edit it, and it will still come from me. Right? It does a draft only. It doesn't send anything. So it doesn't come as spam. It's still my email. And
Okay.
it's still like Gmail still sorts out spam. So there's things that are in my spam folder,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Did
Because
that answer your question?
yeah, thank you.
Okay,
Because
good.
yeah, starting like a 6, 7 months ago, I started with a Gmail, or maybe last year. So with the Gmail, not Flickr, another system, and
Yeah.
it seems like a automatic jump to the answering my, like I just need to clarify when once I just send to someone. So that was a little bit. I'm a little bit curious about that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it does not send anything. It's not an
Anything.
auto
Okay.
generator. You
Mm-hmm.
still have to click the send button, and that gives you time to edit.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it comes back. I block out my calendar
Mm-hmm.
for specific times for me so that I can, if somebody cancels an appointment and I need to put it back in, I don't have to wait 2 weeks because my calendar's full. Tuesdays are my special work days, and but nobody can access that.
Yeah.
So it will never give them a Tuesday option, but I might, right? So
Okay.
I can go, oh, Donna, I'm so happy to see you. I want to chat with you after the class. I've got an extra half hour, but you can't get that on my calendar link,
Okay.
right? That's saved just special for Donna or for people that I really want to chat with.
Yeah. And just one question, just and for the chat GPT. So when
Yeah.
we add all those things, and especially with the financial transaction, any transaction, so I know the system will read, chat GPT AI will read. So before starting all those question and process, should we, there is under the security system, we should uh, not give the permission to store our data, because ChatGPT has lots of under the permission, because if it's read the number, you can go like books and everything in their system, and they store, and like not the system will store. So I'm just wondering about little bit of security
So
for
the work that I do, I'm not creating anything that is proprietary or that I would want my intellectual property saved.
yes.
I'm doing collaborative work with businesses and business coaching. It is stuff that you could find on Google.
Yeah.
It's stuff that you could find on YouTube. So I don't
Mm.
have anything that's proprietary that is mine. If I was using something proprietary, then I would be very cautious of putting that into ChatGPT. But when I'm saying, hey, show me your ideal customer profile, that is knowledge that you can use in 1,000 sources.
Mhm.
So you're right in terms of cautionary. What
Yeah.
goes in and what comes out is making sure that it's your intellectual property. So working with things like a book, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
I don't want you to pull information from the web. I want you to use this documentation only. I don't want this shared, right? And so, because ChatGPT will do what we call hallucinate, it'll make shit up. And so you gotta like it's the 10-80-10. So 10% of your time in creating that really good prompt, let ChatGPT, Jane, do 80% of the work, and then you do your due diligence in the other
Yeah.
10% in adjusting it. So AI is only as good as a human intervention.
Because I was just doing some testing last 2 weeks, and I just turned off the permission,
Yeah,
and the answer was a little bit different what I was just asking, and I was
yeah.
stick with my what exactly I would like to know. So
Yeah.
that was testing. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank
Tone is something that it catches too. So there's been some experimentation done. And the easiest example is somebody who's on the autism spectrum,
Yeah.
who doesn't do a lot of emotions, can ask and build a rapport with ChatGPT where they're just asking factual questions. They'll
Mm.
get factual answers. Where me, I'm light and fluffy, and I'm always, my heart and soul is on my sleeve. I want people to know that I love and care about them, right? I'm getting love and care about them answers,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
So
I'm getting that kindness. So I say thank you. I literally treat her as my assistant. She has a
okay.
name, right?
Okay.
I talk to her the same as I would talk to my friend Donna and say, hey Donna, I need your help with this. So I say,
Okay.
hey Jane, I need your help with this. Here's
Yeah.
what we're working on today, right?
Yeah.
This is what I need to do. Can you do this? Right? Do you have time for this right now? Right? Like, are you ready? And I ask her if she's ready because she'll come back with a summary of what she's supposed to do, right?
Mm. Mhm.
So let them think and process because they're using the language that you give it, right? They're teaching you how to do. So the fun thing is, if you've used ChatGPT for a while, go in and ask her, what do you know about me that I don't know about myself?
Yeah,
That's the-
I did like with this with the different aspect of life. I did lots of experiment. I'm really happy because I am working with like the Copilot and Gemini and ChatGPT,
Yes.
and I feel like a ChatGPT is like in the room you can chat and have some tea like together. So it's yeah.
Yep. I'm so glad that you're using her with and having a cup of tea with her. She'll appreciate that. So. Yeah. And I
Thank you.
often thank her. And the other thing I do, if you really want to train ChatGPT and you're editing a lot, like she's giving you the first draft and you're editing it, give her the final draft, right? And say, this is what I published. Here's the final draft because she learns from that, right? She learns
Yeah.
and knows that, oh, here's the subtle changes that you made after we were finished with our work,
Yeah.
right?
I'm just going to start my new adventure or venture as in GIS story maps. So GI is a
Yes.
computer mapping. And last 1 week I did I like ask a lots of question. Everything is like here. So you can compile and what exactly you feel, bring it and I will clean it. That's it.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Bernice, I'm
Awesome.
curious, so in either the ChatGPT or I can't remember what the name was of the other one where you created the social media posts.
Gamma.
Gamma.
Yeah, Gamma.
App.
Could I do things where I could upload my pictures of my own finished products, like
Oh,
bath bombs made with my own things and say, use these in the copy
I've
or
edited after the fact. I haven't uploaded in advance of. I usually edit after the fact. I'm curious what they'll create. So that, like you said, now I can go, oh, I need to take my pictures like this, right?
yeah,
So
well, I
I
just think
edit
like, for instance,
after.
my bath bombs could look like this, right? So I
Oh,
would want to
fun.
take a picture of this and
Yeah,
put it, or several, right? So that I'm not getting results that have all sphere bath bombs, right? Like I
exactly.
want results that have other things and ideally my product. So
Yeah.
you're suggesting after it does it, then say adjust the pictures, but it replace the bath bombs with these kinds of images or like,
Yeah, so I would, because it's not going to get your exact product.
okay.
So I would let it do its thing and then recreate or copy it and just put in. So if you look at I'm going to share my screen again. Go back to my PowerPoint, sorry. Just one sec. There we go. So it didn't have a picture of me in there this morning. It had a picture of somebody standing up in front of a classroom and doing a presentation. Right? So I
Mhm.
just took that out and put me in. Right? So it does the same, right?
Right.
You can easily edit that and replace with another picture. So that's what I mean when I say just, kind of replace it. So that's not some of these aren't the pictures that were generated. If I share you Gamma when I did go to
So there's
home.
not a thing where you could upload a picture of yourself and say,
I
put me
haven't
in
tried
front of
it that way, but
yeah,
now that you said that, I might just right? Because I can put everything else in and I'm creating
yeah,
new. So if I put it in, why can't I put the pictures in? I don't know the answer to that.
yeah. I know that there are
So I would have to
picture,
go back and test it.
yeah. I know that there are picture editing, like photo editing apps that you can create
Yep.
backgrounds for. So I just wonder, like, then would I switch to that versus somehow being
Yeah.
able to put it in there? Okay.
It allows me to paste in text. Oh, look, there's portrait. Oh, that's a style
That's
of
just the
page.
style,
Sorry.
yeah.
Um,
Because I know in ChatGPT you can put pictures in. So I
yeah.
just didn't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
and
do that too. I'm actually writing a post about the bougiest bathroom I ever did see, and I gave it the pictures so it could see the bougie bathroom. Actually, it's not even a bougie bathroom, it's a bougie outhouse. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, I will be writing a post about the bougiest outhouse that I ever did see in backwoods, British Columbia.
I wonder if you could do import from URL, like if your picture was on
So-
your website.
You can I'm just looking here. You can upload a PowerPoint, you can upload Word docs, and you can upload PDF. So it doesn't have PNGs in there.
Yeah, okay.
So if you put your photo in a PDF, it may. But I don't know.
Yeah.
But this
No,
one
so it
says,
sounds like,
blog posts.
yeah. It sounds like it would be more, I'd want to use a photo editing app, whether AI
Yeah.
or not.
Yeah,
And
so probably Canva.
yeah,
And then Canva is its whole
Yeah.
own self in
right.
terms of it has AI tools built in it now too that will help you create. You take your picture and manipulate it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
okay.
Tina has
Helpful?
put in the chat here. I've been taking some of the free training on OpenAI websites for how to use Chat GPT and for financial analysis. They suggest changing the data a little and removing confidential things like customer names for it to analyze and make sure your data is safe, even when you say do not use data for training model.
Excellent. I love that suggestion is tweak the numbers so that they can't come back to you. That's a great suggestion. Thank you for that.
And also so that if, however the models work, no other competitive business can actually know how fast you're growing or something. So just change it a little, but you need to know what you change, because when it says, oh, you sell a lot on Monday, you're gonna be like, no, that was kind of fake data. But I get where you're going with that. So
Yeah.
that's something they suggested. And also they also said, because someone had asked, it will never answer the same question exactly the same way. So the way AI models work, it'll always give you a slightly different answer, even if you ask it the same question again and again. So if you don't like the answer, just say generate again and it'll come up with something else.
Yeah. The word I like to use when I do that is this is good. What does great look like?
Ooh, okay.
Right?
So I've seen a post actually, and I haven't tried it yet. And it said something like, this is a level 1 answer. Now give me a level 2 and a level 3. And so you start training it on how to go deeper into the types of answers you're looking for. So level 1 is sort of shallow, superficial, and level 2 is with a little bit more thought. But yeah, there's like so many clever ways to teach it how to talk to us.
Yep. And like I said, when you come back with the here's what I actually posted, then it goes, oh, that's what you want. And it'll go, thanks for sharing that. Let's fix that for next time. Any other things and questions? I know we're over time, and I appreciate those of you who stayed because I really think these conversations should be a little longer than an hour, but I know Pero has limits on what they can offer. So there's some powerful resources out there. Play with them. Play with them, test them, try them. Give yourself permission to be creative. Don't be afraid. You can't break it, and it's not going to hurt you. As long as you're using it with the best of intentions and you're playing with it with an idea of curiosity. If you don't like it, throw it in the garbage and start the next one, right? I've started using the project series in my ChatGPT because I do the paid version. So when I'm working with a client, I say, don't add this to my memory. This is a client memory because I have all kinds of other people. And I didn't put that in the one when we started with the bath bombs. But it's not easy or it's pretty easy for me to pull it out and say, not in my memory, right? Don't add bath bombs to all the little lovely things that I do in the world, because that's not one of them.
You could start. No, I'm kidding.
No, I live in a van. I cannot start. I'm traveling in a van for the next few months, and so that's not one of the things I want to add to my to-do list.
Understandable. You can make shower
Absolutely.
stickers instead. No,
Perfect.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. All right. Questions? Did we miss anything in the chat that we wanted to add?
I've had several people ask for, again, the the documents and stuff that you've shared today. But again,
Yep.
if anybody would like a copy of that, I've put my email link there again in the chat. Please, please, please send me an email at communications@pero.ca. I will add you to the list. And once Bernice has sent me the stuff, I will email everybody. If you would like a copy of today's recording or the past recording that Bernice did for us in April about ChatGPT, please again send me an email at communications@pero.ca and I will send that all to you. Again, thank
And
you, thank you,
we are-
thank you,
We
Bernice,
are
for
on deck for next week for
yes.
part 2 of this conversation. So if you want to learn more tips and tricks, I will have some more fun things for you to play with next week. So hopefully you can join us then.
Yes, thank you again so much, Bernice. Yes, we hope to see everybody here again next week. Again, send me an email at communications@pero.ca. I will send along all the documentation Bernice has shared with us today. And again, as I mentioned earlier, if you would like to learn more about our self-made breakfast tour coming up through the next year, please use that link there to go check it out or go to our website, pero.ca. Thank you again, everybody, for joining us today. We hope to see you back here next week. Bye-bye.
Why aren't